We're live. We're live. There's
Nice.
no countdown.
Just like that. No countdown, Cash? Wow. Just straight to it. Okay.
Right there.
Hello. Welcome to the Group Guy Show. Look at that. Like that. Right. Hello, the Group Guy Show. We got a new format for those who are used to our lives on a monthly basis. We're still going live. Our goal is to bring you some education, still answer some questions. We're going to touch on the monthly bundles and things like that, but mainly our goal is to come up with a topic that you, the audience, gives us, and we go out and we research within the realm of therapeutic mushrooms. And today, I'm Earl, this is Miriam. We both have been in the therapeutic mushroom industry for
4 years now.
4 years?
Yeah.
4 years. Previously in the cannabis industry, still clearly smoking cannabis at the moment, still in the cannabis scenario. So we're here to discuss, educate, and talk about all things therapeutic mushrooms, wellness mushrooms, and this is a new way of going about it. So hope you like it. You can learn some things. Today we're going to be talking about the science of microdosing.
Yes.
So, Kesh, if you can go to the next slide, we're going to go to it. I want to get straight to that. Just as a disclaimer, you guys can see that all this is content for educational purposes, but what we're going to get into is the science of microdosing mushrooms, which has been a hot topic.
It has. Yeah.
We're going to talk about what it is, some of the myths about it. We're going to talk about some of the legality of the mushrooms as well. And we're going to talk about what does it really mean to microdose. And without any further interruption, Moses is right on cue. It's okay. You're right on cue, brother. This is what you're supposed to do. It's all good. Let's keep it moving, Cash.
Sit.
All right, let's talk about the. All right. Let's talk about the first one. Cash, I'm gonna blow these things up so I can see it. There we go. This is a bigger thing. So microdosing means sub-perceptional, not tripping. So we're gonna get to that definition of what microdosing means. So what is your definition of microdosing? Clearly, I have a definition here, but
It's a good one, but yeah, I think for me, which really sticks out is that it's functional. That I can function. I can do normal daily tasks. You don't feel high, you don't feel altered in any way, but it's just enhances everything.
it's gonna feed Moses snacks. Then forget the collar.
I forgot.
Jeez, 30 days go by. All right, so let's blow this up. Kesh, can I blow it up a little bit? Take me out. Let's go full screen of the. These are some beautiful slides that Dennis has put together.
Yeah.
I really want to give it some attention. Thank you. Actually, I like this. A small, this big. This is some good things to. I like this view. All right, so microdosing means sub-perceptional, not tripping. So when we mean by tripping, we're talking about, we can go off the slides.
Yeah. So tripping is like altered perception where things are different. Time has changed. Your realm may change. You might go somewhere else. It just totally, your perception completely changes.
Which is on the top right. We got altered perception. What about intense experience? What do you hear from people say for tripping versus microdosing?
Where they're tripping, they get like deep emotional states. They might cry a lot. Someone said they got in a fetal position. Some people work through some things. Some trauma or whatever it is. And it's more of the higher doses where microdosing, what I like what it says is kind of gives you like divergent mind a little bit where you kind of just think outside the box. It creates new connections in your brain and you're not just thinking in that one way that you normally do.
Right. So with the tripping side, you're looking at intense experience. It could include insight or emotional shifts. Again, intense. Intense means intense.
Yeah.
For some people, it's more than what they can handle. A lot of people may not want to go down that road. I'm not more of a tripper, but with microdosing, the contrast is a clear mind. So versus an intense, you're going through this insight, this emotional shift. With microdosing, you still your mind is more clear.
Right.
You say that?
Yeah. Like I think you were gonna say too, like you're more in control.
Yeah.
Yeah. It doesn't really take you out of. I have to just kind of sit here and go through this right now.
Yeah. The other one, the bottom. So with tripping, you look at a variable. It's variable and powerful, meaning it can go a lot of different ways.
Mm-hmm.
When you say tripping, and that's what back in the day. Most people, every time I say something, you can. Are they downstairs?
Yeah.
Okay. So variable and powerful. And effects can be strong, profound, and unpredictable. So, a lot of people fear mushrooms because of that.
I just microdose, and that's why I stay at a microdose level. And I think that's why I feared it in the beginning, because I was afraid. I never wanted to go there, so I don't think I ever want to go there.
Because you don't know what there would be.
Right.
You don't know what that experience, especially if you have some trauma or some things you're dealing with. Are you ready to face that? But some people will need that though.
Yeah, right.
Some people want that and seek that trip to really overcome. When you talk about PTSD, depression, anxiety, or a loss of someone, right? Grieving. So, not to say that it's to not go down that road, but there's people who seek that,
and it's
because
needed
of that.
for them. Yeah. Yeah, and sometimes I just think some people just don't like to not be fully not out of control. It's like for me, like I don't like if I drink, if I get a buzz, I'm done. Like I don't like to be drunk. So even I usually keep all my things at a lower threshold. So I think it's more of sometimes a preference too.
Right. Now, again, the contrast, we got talking about tripping versus microdosing. What's the difference? Because there's a big difference.
Yes.
Now, with microdosing, you're talking about subtle effects. So, as opposed to with tripping, it's something that's more variable and it's powerful. But microdosing, we're talking about subtle. Can you give me like what does that subtle mean? Like subtle effects, like
mood enhancement. Clouds are a little bit whiter, the sun's a little brighter, trees, the colors are just nicer. It takes the edge off your red light. You're noticing nice things. You're not just annoyed at the red light. So it kind of helps you get into a better state of mind and not be so focused on just annoyances and things that we're normally focused on in life, right? So it just kind of helps with that.
Very subtly. And sometimes you might even notice that, and then all of a sudden you kind of notice.
Yeah, right.
Like it's very subtle. It's not as intense. So,
right.
So the difference between, again, usually before, microdosing became a lot more mainstream now.
Mm-hmm.
A lot more research, a lot more on the news. Mm-hmm. But back in the day, I'm sure when it came with mushrooms, you took a handful of mushrooms and you just ate it.
Yeah, which is what scared me. I was like, nothing.
And how much you could fit in your hand? You could fit at least an eighth, right? That's 3 grams. Yeah. And we're going to get into some measurements as to what that means for microdosing. But it's nowhere near 3 grams. You're talking about a tenth of a point, like less than a half of a gram, which is like the tip of your pinky type of amount is that you're going to take to microdose, as opposed to eating that whole scenario. So again, the contrast between there's microdosing, there's tripping. Microdosing, there's no hallucinations. We talked about that. There's really no change in time and space, as opposed to tripping. There is there could be visuals.
Yeah.
A lot of people have seen elves walking around.
Someone said he was an avatar.
Yeah.
Someone went to like ancient Rome in the Colosseum.
Yeah. No, you are.
I've heard some story.
There's a lot of and visuals and sounds.
We'll talk to Jesus.
And going through the woods. But there's a contrast. But you don't have to go down that route. But there's a purpose for it. But then there's this microdose route that a lot of people are coming more aware of. Yeah. So a clear mind.
Being recommended. Sorry.
No, it's recommended.
It's awareness, but it's also recommended to them by their doctor, by their therapist, by their friends, by their family.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of people are realizing that it's probably a good method for many things.
And tripping is too but it's more guided, which we're gonna get to that. Tripping, if you want to go on that trip, is definitely is more guided. But okay, cool. Now let's talk about this threshold. So microdosing stays below the threshold of noticeable alterations. You remain functional and present. Uh, what do you have to say about that sweet spot, that threshold?
Yeah, everybody's threshold is different. Some people microdose of 1 gram. My microdose like 0.25 to sometimes, and then as my day goes on, I might do more, like a 0.5, but 1 gram would be a lot for me. So everybody's different, so you really have to find your microdose. But I think everybody should always work lower. Start lower and then kind of figure out where your threshold is.
Good. Now, typical. It may come up another slide, but I'm talking about some. Give me a measurement. When we say lower, slower, compared to what? Maybe an apple or a grape. What's a good amount?
Or a raisin.
A raisin, good. Right. A visual.
Like a dehydrated
I think of almond, and I take my pinky and like that tip of it. That's the tip, the upper part.
Like the little pinky. Third. Yeah, that's what I tell people to don't do more than that.
Yeah. So that's a good visual. So that's and it's not meant to be altering. So that little bit amount is what is truly called like a microdose. Which if you measure it in grams, what are you looking at? About 250 milligrams, which is like a 0.2, which is a quarter of a gram. But if we're just talking visual, we're not doing math, and no one's got a scale walking around. You're talking about the tip of that pinky.
Yeah.
Is an amount of a mushroom that you should take.
Yeah.
Cool. I like that, Kesh. I'm gonna move to the next one. I like this view, Kesh. I like the slides more, us little underneath. That way we're all in the picture and all that, so we're good to go. All right, so people report benefits, especially mood, focus, and creativity. So if you want to microdose versus trip, these are some of the reasons. What do you say in regards to mood, focus, and creativity?
I'd say definitely mood is the number one that people say, and focus too.
Mood. Let me say mood. What do you mean by mood? Like you're just pissy? Like there's a time like you just like I'm mad and there's all of a sudden start like what do you mean? How would you experience or say the mood shift?
Just life in general can get heavy, right? It's just there's a lot to handle for everybody. I want to say people that don't, then I'd be very surprised. They just don't have much going on in their life. But I feel like life in general is a stressful life. So it's traffic, cars, news, whatever it is. It's just things are constantly on our mind. And so I feel because it is like an antidepressant, works in that same fashion, right? And anti-anxiety. So it takes that constant thought process and starts rewiring your brain to different thought processes. You start focusing more, like I said, like on the trees or colors or things, and less focus on the light that you're stuck at or traffic around you. So, makes you maybe want to be more social if you weren't more social, or calm you down. But yeah, the mood really just in general.
Does it help you get out of your thoughts? Because sometimes you're in that mood because you're thinking, say someone cut in front of you, you keep thinking about that person cut in front. I mean, is it they're gonna say it's gonna stop you from thinking like it's like goes into your brain and does it? But we're gonna get to the science of things in a second. But does it help you not go down this rabbit hole?
Yes, because you start rewiring your brain and you start thinking in different ways. It starts making you think outside the box, and that's where that neurodivergency comes from. Like it starts instead of someone cut in front of me, I'm going to beep at them and give them the middle finger. You might just be like, okay, I'm just going to slow down and let them go.
Right.
They're just maybe having a rough day. I'm just going to enjoy the song. It's okay. I'm enjoying this day. So the drive, whatever it is, it just starts shifting your brain and rewiring it, and thinking differently about things. So naturally that just de-stresses you and makes you happier.
Right. Okay, so people again, mood, focus, creativity. Let's talk about that. Creativity frequently, they say ideas flow, open mind thinking, some controlled evidence where they say gains of divergent thinking qualities. What does that mean?
So that's what I've heard a lot too, right? The divergent and I really try to research
that
it more.
Game Hunger Games when you say divergent.
There's a movie called Divergent. It's similar to the Hunger Games. I love that movie. I've seen it a lot, but it is. But it's people that think you're supposed to be put in a box. You are this. You are that. You are this. I'm depressed. I am having anxiety. I think this. So we all label ourselves, or we've been labeled into something, right? So it's like this is how we live now. So it kind of forces you to, I have to have everything planned all the time. I need to know. Okay, well, mushrooms or, things of this nature helps you think outside of, last time I did it, it was okay. So it gets you to kind of think a little bit.
Is that what I mean? Like
different.
divert off of your thinking path?
I guess that's it, right? Diverge, yeah.
Divergent.
You're more flexible. You can go either way. You're not, I can plan really well, or I can just sit chill and let it go how it goes,
Okay.
how it needs to be.
Which I can understand people who may be on, if they're traveling or something like that, those people, I gotta have everything planned out, or I can go with the flow.
Right.
That type of thing. Like
Yeah.
if you're
You're usually one or the other, right? Most people are like, oh, this is who I am. This is what I do.
Yeah.
I'm stressing out. I don't have, and then there's people that just don't. So this kind of allows.
Seems
you
like a
to
lot
kind
of bridezillas need to take this before a wedding. No? Okay, maybe not.
I was never a bridezilla, but
But this was not even in a sense of mood boosting. This was more creativity. So it's opening up the way of thinking out. Like, so you're writing a book. You're an author. Shameless plug of a book that's coming, the Cookbook of Life. Shameless plug about that. We're talking more about the Cookbook of Life. It's going to be coming soon. Part of it, Flova as well. We're going to talk about that later, whatever. But I mean, have you partake in shrooms in the creative aspect of writing a book?
every day. And I think it's really important to find the strain that works for you, and the dose that works for you, because some might get you to not want to be too creative, right? So I think that's also huge, because people think, oh, any strain will do that. I think that's why the group guide is huge, and having different effects and really picking what works for you. But when you pick the right strain, I do fully believe that it does make you more creative. It makes you more focused. I thought the same thing about, marijuana too at some point, but this is definitely much more geared towards that. Like, you really can sit and focus, and it does give you ideas. You spark ideas, and you start thinking of things that you normally wouldn't think of, or start putting things together. I think too, a lot, like, things will start making sense. Like, you're talking about a lot more of those moments as you're doing work. So I think it helps a lot of people. Whether they're people in music, people come in and say that a lot too.
I can see it. And again, it's like you said, different strands do different things. There is something called a groove guide, where if you are taking mushrooms as a community, which she's referencing, you can actually share your experience. And these are some of the experiences that you can share. You can list out, was it helpful for your mood, your creativity, your focus? It helps you because the next time you go and you try that same mushroom again for wherever you got it from, if you go back and try that chocolate bar that's infused by a certain strand or a gummy or a drink, whatever it is that you're partaking in, and you take your time within a group guide to kind of journal it on your own. The next time you come back to that, you can kind of see, was it helpful with that? And then what was your experience, and also what was your intention? But then it also helps other people who are looking for products for a certain experience and intention too. So if you did find something else good for your mood boost, someone else may come around and look for things that are good for mood boost and see your feedback of how it was good for that. So it helps that person on their visit, and then it helps you the next time you're trying to search and find those products as well. So let's talk about focus as well. Do you see focus now with ADD, unfocused? Like, are you trying to get into the zone? Like I do things. I kind of I even walk on a treadmill, work out, do some things at the same time to get into the ability to focus. Do you find like taking shrooms helps you get into a focus?
Yes, I think it really does, because I'm very distracted easily. Squirrel.
Say what? No.
I'll be working on something, like, what? Maybe I should just get up and just switch the laundry. Not when I did laundry, but like stuff like that. I would just get up and do something in my mind, like I have to do 20 things at once, and it would take me forever to get something done. I feel like everyone gets the zone. Really?
I feel like everybody, and I think everybody has something pulling at them. Because it's like the resistance of, like, I feel it all the time when I'm trying to accomplish something. It's like when you're running against, like if you're running a 100-meter dash, you're going to feel wind coming against you because you're running towards it. You're going towards something.
That makes sense.
There's wind coming. So I think anytime like you're getting into something to get towards something, something is trying to pull you out of it.
Yeah.
So I want to, but I
just think it was the devil. Makes the devil.
No, and I mean, whatever it is, it's like it's devil, gravity, whatever it is. Because if I go out and if I'm running down the street, no matter what direction the wind is blowing, if I'm running down towards a direction, I'm going to feel some kind of resistance.
That makes sense. Yeah.
And I feel like because I always it's like, man, because what you just said just triggered. I was just like, I want to hear, I want to do this, but I want to do this and do that. Doesn't mean I don't need Adderall. Doesn't mean I have AED. But
that's
it's just,
what they would tell you.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. It's just the fact there's something.
I have 25 things to do.
Yeah, that just does that.
I could do 25 right now. Yeah.
Or you just like, I don't want to do anything. I'm just going to go with whatever it is. And it's just like you're not going against nothing.
Right.
But if you're trying to go and actually write something, if you're trying to go and review a report, if you're trying to go towards something, there's that resistance that's there.
Yeah.
But it's funny you said that's the devil. But yeah, no, I've been thinking about that because I can see myself outside of myself. Like, why do I keep wanting to go do these certain
things? Sit your ass down. I'm just talking to myself. Like, sit your ass down and don't get up until this is done.
Yeah. And then you get into the zone and you're like, oh, I want to order that from Amazon, by the way. Yeah. You're like, oh shit, I need some Q-tips. And you're trying to write something. It's just like all
and then
that.
I'm stuck in it. And then how hard is it to get back into that?
Yeah, it is. It's to get into that zone. So it's a constant discipline. So not to say, it's a constant discipline. It's something you got to figure out that environment that helps eliminate distractions. Because I'm always trying to follow high level entrepreneurs. I see they literally closing all the windows, cutting off all communication.
Right.
I do something. I cut off alerts and stuff like that on purpose because otherwise you're just always going to have something going to be tugging at you.
Right.
And I almost feel like that whatever that is, not just tugging at you, it tugs at someone else to tug at you.
Like, call them right now.
They're like, text them. Text them. Get them on the walkie-talkie. And they don't even know they're being used to connect kids. Your focus. Whatever you want to call it. So focus is a big thing.
It's huge.
Focus is a big thing.
I think for everybody though, it's like a book about it and stuff too,
Yeah.
I think it's a lot because maybe it's our human brain, but maybe it's the world we live in also.
Digital technology, the things you're growing up with. Yeah, there's a lot of distraction. Back in the day, Eskimos, you distracted by the whale's noise?
That's shit. When I was a kid, you could just, if you didn't have a house phone, you could just know and reach you. I guess it's hard to focus in this world. I think everybody struggles with that. I think especially, and if you don't, you're not doing it. You need to pick up a couple more things to do.
No, it's just, and I get it. So focus is a big thing because we're in an age where, there are some tools that are there to help you be more productive. At the same time, like your phone has helped you be productive, but it's a double-edged sword. It actually distracts you. So it's almost like it's a tool that can help you get more done, but at the same time, it's a tool that helps you get less done.
Yeah, and your computer, right? You're working on a computer. I'm doing a book, but I can also have an alert of something, or let me respond to that message. Like I said, or let me get to Amazon. So I think it's not like it just happens. I feel like these conversations with myself have happened more regularly, more often now than they did before. To be like, sit down, get work done. So I want to attribute that to the mushrooms because that,
So I was going to say that. So that I was going to get to. So how do the mushrooms come into play? Is it like I took a mushroom? It got to be realistic here. This is not trying to, snake oil. You took a mushroom, all of a sudden the mushroom is speaking to you, telling you, all of a sudden you're a robot and you're not going to get distracted. Or what you just said was something where you took a mushroom and all of a sudden you're more aware of that distraction.
Yeah, I'm more aware of it, and now I can actually have a conversation with myself and be like, you want to get up, but you shouldn't. You need to sit down here and finish this at least a whole another chapter before you get up. Like at least give myself a deadline where normally I would be in the middle of it and then be like, wait, what was I doing?
What is it? Because I never hear, because we're talking about it. Like, how does it help you focus, right? Because you say focus, like all of a sudden, you focus as an athlete, you're getting to the zone, and you're focused, and you're zoning into the game, the player. You're zoning out to know your focus. You're, Jordan or Kobe. You got to focus on the shot. You're zoning in. I know it's all sports stuff, but it's just if you're writing, but you got to get into this zone. But the way that it helps you, I think, it's not some superpower. It just takes you and grabs you, and just all of a sudden. Your thought, whatever, you just don't think no more.
No, you're not. You're fully in control, and the more research that I'm reading, and even like these slides help a lot, it's really more of your brain cells your neurons are connecting more different pathways. So we're not stuck in that same regimen of, this is what I do. I'm distracted. This is my life,
Yeah.
It makes you kind of just grab life more by hand and like, okay, I'm in control.
Yeah. And it's, that those books that talk, who are you? Are you the one who's aware of you talking right now? Who you?
Yeah.
Type thing. Like you become that extension of, like, you are the one who's aware of your thoughts, but you're not your thoughts.
You have to be observing, because otherwise your actions are your thoughts, right? So it's like you have to kind of be more of an observer to observe, so that you're not just flying by the seat of your pants.
I like that. Now this was a Berkeley study. Now again, the Groove Guide, grooveguide.io, is kind of like a human study as well, of just the whole community. Right? Everybody who's trying mushrooms, go to the Groove Guide and you can share your experience of what mushrooms you've tried, and then it helps other people who are seeking similar experiences can find, oh, this person tried this strand called phenylphenol, and it did this for them. But again, everyone's different. But if the majority of people are saying one thing, you can kind of go off that, take it with a grain of salt, and then start from there, and then start your own journey.
And then you can know yourself too. Because I know that I'm very different than everybody else, and what most people like, I'm probably not.
Yeah.
So it's like knowing yourself that you're the smaller percentage of things. So
So these numbers, the 26%, the 14%, there was a Berkeley community sample of people, and this is what was reported, right? Again, this is not, this is what people reported. The majority of people has found out when they were taking therapeutic mushrooms with psilocybin. This is what they kind of came across.
And again, with the reports, though, with the studies, they do only just do a psilocybin as well. Right. So I feel like those numbers could be a lot higher. Because if you're just doing the synthetic psilocybin or the pharmaceutical grade psilocybin,
because they have to measure it in a certain way.
And then you're taking away the strain. I feel like the potency would be too strong. Maybe I would be one of the people that'd be like, I hate this.
You're taking away the entourage effect. It's like taking a bicycle and you only using the chain. Right. But you need the pedal.
I need the wheels.
You need the spokes. You need the handlebars, a little basket in the front.
Oh, I want the basket.
Yeah, you probably had the basket.
I just said today, I said, I want a bike with a basket.
Please do not get a bike with a basket.
I just told you that. I said, I want a bike with a basket.
Do not get a bike with a basket. That's it. Blast. No, you should do that. I'm just wild. I know somebody who has a bike in a basket now.
I'm going to.
Wow, a bike in the basket.
Yes, I will.
Wow. On shrooms with a bike in it. It's going to be a pink bike with a little bow on it. Yeah. Wow. A pink bike with a bow in a basket. Can't get no than that. All right. I love it. The one thing I want to mention on this slide, you and Dennis were talking about mood, focus, and creativity. Was like a word.
Cognitive.
Meaning what? People ask for that, or
people always hear cognitive. It enhances cognitive ability, and people are like, yeah, I want that. Yeah, but they don't really know, but what is it? And that is like that combination, like that trifecta of, your mood is enhanced, you're more creative, you're more focused. It really means your brain is working at a higher level, at a better, more functioning level. Again, you're sitting down, you're getting work done, you're happier, you're not focusing on, the crappy night you had last night or whatever it is, you're focusing on what you're focusing on.
And that word is cognitive function?
Cognitive function, ability. Yeah.
So when people are looking for, or they're hearing cognitive ability, mushrooms, I want something that helps my cognitive. They sound trying to be, I heard the word cognitive, maybe spelling it COGNIT, not VG. Yeah, all right, I was close. Cognitive, it's really a combination of mood, focus, creativity. That together is a cognitive experience.
That's just part of it. It's such a deep word to use, but it's just, it's like your enhancement of your brain working at that level. So, which a lot of people have issues with. That's why a lot of people are on mood enhancement. A lot of people are taking something for focus, for ADHD, or they have something for, whether it's stress, whether it's anxiety or depression, whether in the spectrum of the mood, so it's this kind of like helps all of that.
Love it. So about the science.
It's my favorite part.
Science gives plausible mechanisms, but microdose level proof is still developing. Yeah, Okay, okay. Let's talk about the science. Five, I'm gonna give some scientific terms. You're gonna have to make this very plain. 5-HT2A receptor.
Yes.
Psilocybin converts to psilocin.
Mhm.
Psilocin acts as a serotonin 5-HT2A receptor. Let's say that again. Psilocybin acts serotonin 5, so that's a receptor that's in my body. And psilocybin, so after psilocybin converts to psilocin, psilocin acts on the serotonin receptor, which is 5-HT2A. I'm gonna let you talk in 1 second. This is the best established core mechanism. All right, tell me what the hell I just said. What did
That's
I just
pretty
say?
good.
You know what I just said?
We can break it down. So serotonin is the feel-good neurotransmitter. Neurotransmitter are tiny little things that float around in your brain, like dopamine and norepinephrine and things like that make you feel good, right? Serotonin has multiple different types of receptors. The most popular one, like the SSRIs, selective serotonin receptor inhibitors, like all those antidepressants, the ones that really act on them is going to be that receptor right there, the 5-HT2A.
You say them act on them. What do you mean? What's that?
Pharmaceuticals. So pharmaceutical medications that are given for antidepressant, which are made to keep serotonin in your bloodstream for a longer
They're
period of
targeting
time.
those receptors.
Yes.
They're targeting the receptor called serotonin receptor.
They're selective serotonin receptors, and this is the one that they are selected for.
So there's a pharmaceutical pill, no matter what it is, that's meant as a, say, antidepressant.
Mhm.
And what that antidepressant is doing is targeting this serotonin receptor. The particular one is the 5-H2TA.
Yes.
Did I say that right?
Yeah.
Okay. And it's doing that through some chemical compound?
Yeah, because it works in so many different ways. Either it's not allowing it to get taken back up to be decomposed, so it's keeping it in your bloodstream longer, or it's there's so many different ways of having it be controlled. But the idea is that they want to control that serotonin and keep it in your bloodstream for a longer period of time.
They want to control the serotonin. So the pill, in the many different ways they could do it, block it or bring it, is controlling the level of serotonin.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And that level is what gives you the, say we're high, but gives you
happiness, so to speak. Yeah. So they make you happier. There's a lot of side effects with antidepressants. We're not going to go into that. A lot that you don't have to deal with on this natural side.
So similar to what the pharmaceuticals are doing in a isolated pharmaceutical pill, mushrooms are doing in a natural way?
Yeah, so what they're actually doing is they're stimulating those receptors. So it mimics serotonin. The psilocin mimics serotonin, so your body thinks that it's getting serotonin. So you get that natural happiness and antidepressant from that.
Yeah. Now, what about the default mode network, which is full dose psilocybin studies show network changes. The default mode network is linked to self-referential thinking. These findings help explain therapeutic hypnosis. It sounds like the default mode is like if you're overthinking something, or am I? Is that?
It's just like your pattern of thinking of how you are. I think this is who I am. This is what I do. So it's like we have these wired connections in our brain that like trigger it. If you don't do it, it makes you feel anxious or
which is separate than the receptors we're just talking about.
Completely separate.
Okay.
Yeah.
Totally different. Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll go back to receptors.
So I think we're supposed to go to number two first, and then it does that.
Okay.
Right?
Okay. Neuroplasticity. Okay.
Yeah.
Psilocybin is linked to neuroplasticity research. Preclinical studies suggest symptonogenous effects. Plasticity-related pathways are the key area of interest.
Right.
How does that? What was it?
So those little dots right there are like neurotransmitters right there. It's like, and those are like the little nerve endings, and they're releasing. So like say serotonin or dopamine or norepinephrine, whatever it is. This is how they're communicating to each other. And what it's saying is, anytime you see Genesis is creation, the creation of. Synapto is a synapses, so it's actually creating more synapses. So now, like these two always communicate, right? This is how you think. This is what you do. Now these two might communicate. Maybe all three might communicate. So now you start having more of different connections, and your mind starts being more plastic. That's where the neuroplasticity comes, because now you're like starting to create more.
And this is all tying back to how the science of microdosing.
Correct.
Of how scientifically how this is happening.
And it's not just when you're taking it, this is like long-term effects, because once these are created, it's not like once you're off of it, now they're going to shut down the pathways and highways closed, right? Once it's open, now it's open. So it's now you have this type of thinking and this like
that's interesting. That's why some people do trips once a month. Some people do that once a year.
Yeah.
Once a year, they do a reset.
Right.
They do that off of mushrooms. They're not taking it. So it's totally opposite of like getting hooked on something, right? So this is something that can change their neural pathways.
Yeah.
Once that
it's not just releasing like other drugs, like heroin or other drugs, right? They release, or even MDMA, ecstasy, and Molly, all that stuff. They release like a huge amount. They literally would flood out all your serotonin out of your bloodstream. And that's why people get severely depressed afterwards. You have no more serotonin left.
You want it out. You don't want it out.
You don't want to get rid of all of it. You don't want to take all your oxygen or your breaths that you have right now. You're not. You don't want to take your time. Yeah. So that's what they use. It literally used to use all their supply. So a lot of drugs will do that, like heroin stuff. It releases all that dopamine, and then they are so low and crashing that they need more to get to that level because they don't have it.
But at first it's not just taking it all out. At first it's giving a lot, or because some of them are taking it as a. And you're taking
it's using your body.
Right, but when you say it takes it all out, as it becomes a downer, but at some point they were up.
Oh yeah, during that time, because what it's doing is it releases all the serotonin, and so you have serotonin flowing all through. Of course, you're gonna feel amazing, but then
it releases it within your body
during that time.
It releases it in the body.
Yeah.
Okay, and then what?
And you feel amazing. People are like, "Wow, I feel so great. I love this," and then everything feels so good. And then when it's out of your system, now
so it's in your body, but then you piss it out, poop it out or something? How does it get out of your system?
The serotonin?
Yeah.
Well, your body has receptors that release and receptors that uptake.
Yeah.
So like everything has a time. Our body's amazing. It has like a time lapse. It can stay in your system for a certain amount of time, and then it's got to go back up and get recycled. And get cleaned up and get redone.
So how does it leave?
It goes back up into it's going through the process.
Okay. So because when you say release, I'm thinking like literally like if it's in my body, it's kind of there, serotonin.
Doesn't mean it has access to it.
Right.
So if it keeps it, the body will keep it, and then it will release it
within my
it doesn't do any good unless it's communicating here,
okay,
right?
Okay,
so
okay,
it's stuffed and it's hidden, and then it's released. So when you take like MDMA, it's releasing a ton of it. And you feel amazing. And then
within your body.
Not
in the air.
No, within your body. And then after so many hours, your body's gonna take that serotonin and recycle it back, and now you're left without any. It's going through
it's going back behind the door.
It's getting recycled.
It was behind a door.
Yeah.
The door opens up and it's all to where in your bloodstream.
In your brain,
and you can feel it all up, but then all of a sudden it's taken out of the bloodstream and going back into the door.
Yeah.
Pipes. I'm saying door.
Yeah.
I said using door, stick with door. It's going behind the door. It's still in my body,
right?
But it's just not in my bloodstream or in the areas where I could feel it. It's not affecting me. But it took back so much. It took back more than what was there. And then now I'm more down.
You don't have any left right now, so it's like going through the recycling. So then people get so
then
depressed.
you gotta take more of it to get back, to open the door back up.
Right.
It becomes a cycle then.
Yeah.
I gotta keep opening that door with more.
And then people always try to chase that first high. They're never gonna get it. So many downfalls for those kind of drugs, right? But with mushrooms, what it's creating is all these new connections. So even if I don't take mushrooms for days or even like I said a year, I still have that full benefit. I'm still benefiting from it. It hasn't depleted it. If anything, it helps build.
It helps build a natural way to produce it? Or?
To think better, to feel better.
Okay. But it's not helping you build more serotonin or produce more serotonin.
I can't speak on that. I don't know. Maybe it could be. It could be. I mean, you have more.
These are more ChatGPT questions while I'm going live. I tell you. All right, I love it. All right. So scientific nuance. Plausible mechanisms do not equal proven microdose effects, whatever that means. Many biological findings come from full dose or preclinical research. I think we're giving like disclosures here. Right. Whether true microdose reliability produces these effects in humans remains uncertain.
Sure.
Because there were some animal studies Microdose level proof is still developing. True. Okay, so this is kind of some disclosures. So receptors, neuroplasticity, which you really broke it down pretty good. I think I have a good understanding of that. And then the default mode network. We kind of talked about the default mode network, but the receptors, the neuroplasticity has to do with your default mode network.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Because then now you have more connections, and you're not going to just default to that same pattern. Now you have so many more.
It changes the network.
Correct.
It changes the whole, like the internet, and changing the network. But it's not just changing it for a temporary thing. It could change it for ongoing.
Permanently.
Permanently. Yeah. Which is why some people who take it for PTSD come out and they feel like I'm good. I'm good. Because it changed. This is the science. This is just microdosing. This is not even tripping.
Right.
This is the science of what it is, which could be the science of tripping too.
Yeah.
But this is the science of microdose level of what it means.
Right.
That's what's up. That's let's see this note here. Strongest mechanism evidence comes from serotonin receptor science, publicity research. Yes, there's research behind this. Fact checkers. Well, you already went into this.
Receptor. Look how cute it is. See, that's a receptor. That's a cell membrane. These are lipids. These are little cells, and that's the actual right here. Psilocybin going right into, or psilocin, going right into the receptor, and then see signaling something like cool.
I like psilocin versus psilocybin versus psilocin. Psilocin acts on serotonin. How would you be like? It's a 5-HT2A, 5-HT2A receptor. How about the psilocin acts on the serotonin receptors? How about that? And this is best established. This is the best established core chemical. So the science of how mushrooms is helping. It's through the psilocybin going to psilocin, and the psilocin attaching to those receptors or acting.
Acting, which it is. It's acting. It's turning it on. Yeah,
it's acting on. Okay, I love it. That's a great. The neuroplasticity. You kind of, it looks like an alien talking to something else.
Brain. It's my favorite subject. I know. But look at all these little talks.
Research.
So cool.
Look at this. Psilocybin is linked to neuroplasticity research. Preclinical studies suggest synaptogenesis effects. You should be saying all these scientific words, but it's okay. Plasticity-related pathways are key area of interest. All right, I love it. Default mode network. We had all these special sites this whole time. We were digging into this. A key network in the psilocybin brain research. Full dose psilocybin studies show network changes. The default mode network is linked to self-referential thinking, like that word. These findings help explain therapeutic hypnothesis. I think we said that. All right, cool. I love it. Scientific nuance, what the evidence suggests about cognitive effects. Anything you want to touch on about this?
Touching the cognitive control findings are mixed.
Possible cognitive, some studies suggest subtle strong signals diverting thinking, creativity, attention to cognitive control. And cognitive, we talked about the mood, creativity, and focus. I think we covered that. Look at that. We had slides that back us up this entire time. We was going. I love this. Kudos to Dennis on these slides. Whether true microdosing reliability produces these effects. I love it. All right, the placebo. Let's talk about this. Placebo and expectancy effects are a major part of the debate. So some people say, you know what? Because microdose is so much in the media, it's in your mind, you're saying these things, but then you take it, that's what's giving you the mood, the creativity, and the cognitive effects. Let's talk about the placebo. What do you think?
Sure. I think that is possible, but I think placebo can only go so far. It won't take you all the way home. There's nothing wrong with placebo. Placebo is a great way that our brain works. It works in many, many ways. People take sugar pills and, their blood pressure gets better. So it's like,
Sure. Studies, case studies.
Yeah, our brain is a very smart and dumb machine at the same time. So it does things, if it's thinking you're taking something, then sure, it's an expectation. I think it can do that, but I don't think that's true because I've experienced it myself, so I'm very well aware, especially long term. I don't think that people can take it that long term.
All sugar pills and saying that it's
After some point, at some point, it's going to show.
Well, we have to bring it up. I mean, we have to talk about both sides of it, right? Some people just say it's placebo, but then there's science behind it, right? So the bottom line, placebo, expectations, effects don't mean it's all in your head.
Right.
Right? Because there is some science behind it.
Right.
But you just went through the whole neuroplasticity of plaster matters of neuron, whatever. I just unless I had that slide up, I can't repeat anything we just talked about. Yeah, I know the receptors 5-HT2A.
There you go.
Look at that serotonin receptor. Psilocybin and psilocin acts on 5-HT2A receptors.
Look at that neurobiology.
Look at this. Look at this. That alien thing is in my head too. That alien picture of that. Yeah, that was safety, legality, long-term effects still need research. Yes, these are just some things. Obviously, being safe. This is all disclaimers. This is all educational purposes. People are talking about it. People are taking mushrooms. Again, it's not the same. You just can't take a handful of shrooms. There's a difference between microdosing and tripping. Today, we're going to do another one deep into tripping. This was more about microdosing.
Yeah.
And microdosing, what it is, some of the myths, how it really works, placebo, science behind what we're talking about.
No placebo behind the big dose. When you're taking a big dose, that is tripping. There's no placebo there.
You're just thinking about the elves on the shelf. It's not really. Again, there's backed up with some references. All this study, again, about the experiences that you're having. You got grooveguide.io. We talked about that. Go ahead if you're taking therapeutic mushrooms, no matter how you got them. Go to grooveguide.io. Share your experience. It helps other people who are looking, no matter where you are in the world. Or in a state, or within the country.
United States.
Yeah, U.S. Well, if you're trying them, and if you got a true penis envy strand over somewhere else, and someone else has a penis envy strand, and everyone's kind of having this big case study, where it's not just Berkeley, right?
Yes.
The Berkeley study is.
And it's not just pharmaceuticals. It's a big difference too. So that's one thing about the studies, again, that I'm not a big fan of is it's too pharmaceutical. It's too controlled. It takes away from the natural aspect of it, and you're not getting the true numbers that you should be getting.
Yeah. That's good. So again, we switched it up, and this is a lot more educational than on live. We were kind of doing before. I like to switch up.
Yeah.
That was a good flow. Moses was quiet 95% of the time. Moses usually was barking the entire time. And so all you gotta do is grab his collar, and you realize this just can't go nowhere.
Like I might as well slay out.
Right. So that's what's cool. So we're going back. Before we was on YouTube, we were talking about products, stuff like that. We got kicked out. Instagram, all that stuff. So we're back. I mean, our goal was to be more educational anyway. So some things happen for a reason to kind of guide you down that path. If you are interested in the bundles, you can still reach out. You still go to groupguide.io and look for what's in your bundle. Shoot us a call.
And the theme is still there and everything too.
Yeah,
so
the theme. We're just not heavily promoting, talking about it as we do. But if you have questions, you still call us, reach out to us. If you're looking to get monthly bundles or any type of consultation when it comes to therapeutic stuff. So other than that, we're just having fun us ourselves learning about this stuff, right? So I look forward to more. This is the Groove Guide Show podcast, Groove Guide on TV. We have a whole TV thing and this Groove Guide TV on YouTube. This is like the educational platform we will talk about the world of wellness and mushrooms. And wellness mushrooms too. We have a food truck called Groove Grill, where we're going to specialize in wellness infused meals. Well, not psychedelic tacos or psychedelic burritos or wraps, but more of the wellness. Lion's mane, red sheep, things like that. We're going to talk about that too.
Yeah.
Wellness mushrooms. We're going to talk more about that. Today was more about the psychedelic mushrooms. That's one of the top things. We got a lot of topics. You guys give us in the comments things we want to talk about. People that come for consultations come and talk to us about things we want to talk about. And that's what we're doing. We're talking about it. We're also learning. We got courses coming out as well. A lot of things happening in the world of Groove Guide, Craft Therapy Network, Shroom Groove, and Groove Grill. I won't say the groove, but it's not. But spray it. Yeah, we're good. All right. I love it. Peace. Boom.